We talking about sports, get ball.
What it do, baby?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the #1 podcast in your headphones.
Hey, that's my job.
I'm not taking over?
People want you to, but this is still mine.
I think I'm pretty popular these days.
Welcome back to the #1 podcast in your headphones, Prem Brulee. I'm your host, Premal Bot, and she is the host that's probably going to take over. My one and only, my wife, Steph Bot.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Hey, thanks.
You are a hit amongst the people, so
I don't know why, but all right.
as we're being socially responsible.
Yep.
That's not the only reason I'm having you on here, but it
I think so.
definitely made sense to not have anyone else but you on here. So welcome back, babe.
I'm glad to be back. I don't know why people were interested in what I have to say, but I'll do my best to give some entertainment.
Okay. You know the drill by now, babe. Yeah, fam or nah. And COVID-19 is still going on, so we wanted to give a little update. Yeah, fam or not, a COVID-19 and a sports update. The first one, the NFL draft will reportedly go on. It will be used to raise money. They evidently have rules for the war room, so to speak, where the teams are meeting and making their picks. The rooms will be limited to 10 people, and they will be forced to be 6 feet apart. People that are symptomatic won't be allowed. So there's that. Also, the 2020 Olympics we talked about were postponed. They announced essentially the same dates in 2021. So the 2020 Olympics will take place July 23rd through August 8th of 2021. Yes, they will still be called the 2020 Olympics. Probably has a lot to do with branding, but they will go on just next summer. Wimbledon was officially canceled. Not really a surprise anymore that events cancel that are coming up. And this is the main one. You'll have to give your yeah, fam or nod to collective sports. I think we already kind of went over that, but it was worth an update. This is the main yeah, fam or nod for the sports update. The NBA is potentially weighing the option of having all teams with their immediate families go to one place. There'd be no fans there, but they would essentially, to eliminate travel, everyone would be in one area and they'd play, like think of like a college campus, and with a lot of facilities, it would just be the teams and their immediate families essentially in a big compound of some sort playing games that would be televised, but no fans there, just so that they can provide entertainment, I'm guessing.
When did they imagine that happening?
Whenever this is cleared to actually do some sort of activity, I'm guessing. ESPN's Jay Williams floated the idea of doing all this on a cruise ship because cruise ships are so gigantic and they've done games before like that, so it could just be like a docked cruise ship and it would be all these families. There's plenty of places to stay, so he floated that idea.
Those quarters are way too close, though. So many people got sick on.
Yeah, cruise ships have, interesting enough, been a source of a lot of COVID-19 spread. The idea comes, I think they're thinking of the health and mind of players, so not only that, but the entertainment factor to provide for fans. So are you a yeah fam or not to this? Entertainment factor, the idea of doing this? I have a feeling which way you're going.
Yeah, I feel like I'm confused. I'm a big nah fam because it doesn't seem to make logical sense to me. It seems like it's just a moneymaker in their eyes, but players have already been tested positive. I mean, that was part of the spread was a couple NBA players and teams going down with it. So what's the thought process of putting all of them players and families in one place? The whole point is to all stay apart right now. It seems like they're not going with the CDC recommendations and just focusing on the entertainment factor. I don't
think they're gonna. I mean, I would hope that they wouldn't be rushing into it. So assuming that they aren't, I think logistically, since their season's been interrupted, it makes sense so that you don't have to bother with travel. You could probably eliminate all the days off that have been built into their agreement with their players association and the league, because you wouldn't need days off to travel or road trips or anything. So if we get to a point where it's okay to do, would you be cool with it that they do it this way?
I guess timing is all the
Yeah.
is of the essence. Yeah, like the timing is the most important piece of the puzzle there, because I don't know, if new cases are still coming about and still being discovered, then I don't see how you can support something that's putting people in closer quarters.
I would think out of all things, the NBA is going to be safer, especially since they had very well-known players test positive for it.
Right.
I mean, you have players like Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and Kevin Durant all tested positive for COVID, amongst others. So I would assume this would mean that they would be safe, safe with this, especially the NBA. The NFL seems to be pushing the envelope, and they're kind of proceeding as if they're still going to start the season as normal. So I guess we'll find out about that. But I would agree. I'm a yeah fam if they determine that these arrangements are safe for the actual immediate players. Right. I like that they're not even talking about involving fans to finish this season. I think that's a smart way to go.
Right.
But I still see them finishing the season. I just sense that when this is all clear, we are going to have an influx of sports like we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Okay. We wanted to do a little update on COVID-19 and our at-home quarantine like we did last week. Last episode, babe, you and I talked about the different facets of life, like in broad terms, like home, health, food, all that stuff.
Right.
So I wanted to do a little bit more of a current event or more of a formal one. We don't know how long this is going to last, so this may become a little mini-series within the podcast. So I want to get your yeah, fam, or nah to each of the following, okay?
Okay.
First up, TikTok videos. Are you a yeah, fam, or nah to them?
I don't have a TikTok, so surprise.
You barely need a smartphone.
But I do see what people post on Instagram, I guess. I get why they're popular right now. It's like a perfect entertainment tool, like, be able to help with your boredom. I do have to say, I hope people know, like, you don't look good doing it. I hope they know that. Like, I feel bad saying it out loud, but I hope people know it's like, okay, yeah, I look silly and I'm being ridiculous and we're having fun with it. Then I'm a yeah for that. But if you're using it to show off in any way, shape, or form, then
it's not working out for you.
Yeah. You might need to reevaluate some things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this section's going to be full of me hating, but what's new? We have to keep that same energy somehow. I'm a nod of these. I mean, you just had Drake, the smart businessman he is, he essentially released a song that was basically right? For TikTok.
Yeah, I thought I read that.
I mean, I'm just, in general, nah. I much prefer just regular dancing instead of these stupid-ass songs that they choreograph, so, I mean, more power to you if you do it, but you're right. Most of you that are doing it don't look as cool as you think.
Right.
Okay. Are we a yeah fam or not to FaceTime/virtual happy hours?
I'm a yeah fam just because I think it's a great idea to keep that connection going and using what technology we have to be able to still be with your friends and kind of enjoying what you liked to do in person, have a drink and talk and catch up and be silly. But it is very hard to coordinate and very hard to hear each person. I had one with my grad school girlfriends the other day, and anytime one of us laughed or giggled, it would like kick the other person off, so it felt like you couldn't react to what the person was saying. You just had to sit there and listen. So it's a little uncomfortable, but it is a way for us still to see each other and have fun. So I'm for it in that sense.
Yeah, I'm a yeah fam. This would be the one I am. I think this is the safe way to do it and a way to still see your friends. So I'm for it. I mean, I selfishly haven't got to do too many of them, but hopefully as time goes on, we'll increase that, and then slowly we'll build towards actually seeing them in person. So
I gotta ask you a question though. Yeah fam or nah for people posting on their Snapchat and Instagram stories, look at my happy hour.
That is the ultimate, like, people just cannot resist showing off what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all cool to show the love and you're connecting with people and you want to display that, but it just feels like the new form of flex. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you could be part of this, but you're not. So maybe that's just the hater in me that doesn't get to be part of a lot of these being at work. But yeah, I guess I get it. People are missing that, but I can't imagine the influx of posts that'll be when people get to reunite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
COVID-19 will forever be a case and be something people talk about in terms of social interaction.
Yeah.
If you still have people like ducking you with plans when we get back to it, it's time to reevaluate whether that person's actually a friend.
That's a really good point.
Okay, next up, binge watching. Yeah, fam or nah?
I have to.
In general, you are not much of a binge watcher.
No, that's true.
You fall asleep easily.
I either fall asleep or I get antsy because it's just a long time to sit.
You can't sit. I don't understand. Like, you just lay. Like, it's nice.
I can watch like 3 to 4 episodes.
That's not binge watching.
That's not. I think that's binge watching.
Well, you watched season 4 of Game of Thrones. We sat one whole day and watched that. That's one of my prouder I've been of you. You binge watched Sons of Anarchy.
There's very specific shows that have gotten me to binge watch.
I can binge watch anything. Like, people said you couldn't binge watch Mad Men. I did that. So
I don't know how you did the dialogue.
Honestly, if a show's good enough, it's binge watchable, and I don't see the point in waiting. If you have so many episodes at your fingertips, that time can be spent flying through a show, and then you can be on to another one. Yeah. And then you could tell people how wrong they are for their show takes, like when people say they like Grey's Anatomy.
Congratulations.
I'm not even going to respond to that because you
true.
got a lot of hate last episode about
Grey's Anatomy sucks, guys.
So
I need you.
Just ignore him.
If there's one takeaway.
Just ignore him. But, so here's my thing. I told myself in this quarantine time that I didn't want to just spend my days watching TV, so I gave myself a rule
That's so dumb.
I can't turn the TV on. Well, I shouldn't say that. The TV's on in the background and stuff, but I can't like sit down and just watch TV until after 6 o'clock. So that way it feels a little bit more like a normal day.
Who does that? Like, only someone who's a teacher and the ultimate rule follower would do that. I know if I was working from home, I would get no work done because the TV would always be on. And I've always liked to tell myself that I can multitask, but I really can't. I mean, I've accepted it at this point, but I spent a lot of years in school thinking I could. And sorry, Dad, if you're hearing this.
What it do, baby?
Probably a good reason why the
What are you talking
GPA dipped
about?
a little in undergrad. I brought it back up for grad
Wasn't
school, don't
necessary.
worry. Okay. Last but not least, kind of along the same topics, but this has been all the rave. Tiger King. Are we a yeah fam or nah to Tiger King?
So I haven't watched it yet. I guess that goes back to my
that means a nah. That means a nah.
Yeah. It doesn't really interest me. I mean, it interests me because everyone's talking about it, but the actual topic of it doesn't really interest me.
I don't give a shit about it. Honestly, it's too late. The ship's gonna sail to be on to the next fad.
It's all your favorite things, though. Camo and
oh my God,
long hair and
no.
It's all your favorite things.
I think it's been hyped up too much. You know, we are at the point where we kind of missed the boat. So
yeah.
I mean, is it really worth it at this point? Probably not.
I think we've been told by multiple people it didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah, people I trust that were saying it was a little overblown.
Yeah.
There's real people I trust that said that. So I think there's better things that you all could be watching.
Like Love is Blind.
No.
They just said that season 2 got approved.
Guys, stop supporting shit TV. Watch classics, remember, from last week. Okay, on that note.
Yes.
I also wanted to do another quarantine couples edition like we did last week. So last week we talked about what in general is bothering the other person about quarantine. What do we think? So I'm going to ask you what you think is bothering me. But the change up is I want it to be a little bit more current. So in the past week, what has bothered me the most about quarantine? I will tell you if you're...
Gosh, just thinking of this past week. I don't know if this is a cop-out in saying just your work schedule, but it just keeps changing, and I think that's hard on you, of your hours and the expectations of when you need to be at the office or when you're allowed to be home or getting called in or having to... very unpredictable. So I feel like your work schedule has probably been the biggest annoyance or stressor this week.
I had trouble thinking of that one, but you saying that, I would agree with that. It's changed up a lot. I've had to work a lot of extra hours that were unplanned, like ones I didn't anticipate, but I fully recognize, and number one podcast listeners, you guys already know, this goes without saying, we understand the position we're in. We already talked about it last episode. We're fortunate to be working, and
for sure.
Right now I'm working in an area that frankly needs all the hours they can get, and that's a unique scenario. I know a lot of people don't have that luxury, so please take this as light as you can.
Right.
It is a little unpredictable, and I would say it's mostly because of the lack of quality time, so that part kind of stinks.
Right.
But we are uniquely aware that we are lucky to be working, so
for sure, yeah.
We're trying to pay that forward as best as we can, like a lot of you are who are lucky enough to continue to get paid.
Yeah.
So same question for me. What do I think you are hating the most about this? I think you are starting to feel the frustration of being cooped up and the lack of social interaction. I know that was kind of last week, but cooped up specifically regarding work and the requirements you need to finish up the school year is starting to become real. And now that you know, especially, it's leaning towards finishing out the entire school year from home.
Right. Yeah, I think the thing that's weighing on me the most this week is just the fact that there's just so much unknown. I think the last 3 weeks have been very much
your planner.
Just go with the flow, like and there was so much in my control the last couple of weeks. Like we didn't know how long it was going to last. We knew basically with timing of spring break, we were only planning for 8 days of instruction. It was more about keeping that connection with families, making sure that they're staying safe, staying in routines. But now that we've got the order that we're at least closed till May, probably, highly likely that we're close to the end of the school year. It's just the unknown is now starting to get to me of this is going to keep getting extended, and what does that look like for a lot of things? What does that look like for Columbus in general in our community, and what does that look like for day-to-day life? What does that look like for my students? So yeah, I think the biggest thing that got to me this week with the official word of we're staying in this stay-at-home order until May 1st is just like the oof, okay. We got 1 more month to go, not 1 more week. if that
mystery kind of almost gave you the possibility that it would be over sooner, and now you know. I got it.
Yeah.
I buy that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay. Now let's move on to You Played Yourself.
Go.
We get to get a few things off of our chest, and I wanted to cover the first one's pretty sports related. So the big news was that ESPN moved up the debut of the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls 10-part documentary titled The Last Dance. It was originally slated to release in June. They moved it up to an April 19th premiere date coming up here shortly. They are going to do consecutive weekends, I think, showing 2 parts each of those days. So for 5 weeks, they're going to have this showing. So ESPN tweeted a video with people. It was like a whole montage of people asking them to move up the release date, and essentially it was like, "You're welcome for listening to you." I mean, you played yourself, ESPN, because you're acting like you listened to us about moving the Jordan documentary up, as if it isn't amazing for your bottom line. While there's no other sports going on, people are chiming to watch something.
Yeah.
You're acting like it's not beneficial for their bottom line. And by the time it's June, you're much more likely to have live. We might not have them, but you're more likely to have live sports back in some sort in June than you are right now. So thank you so much. We should kiss your hand, kiss the ring, ESPN, as if it wasn't great for you to fucking make money.
Right. You played yourself.
I will give you kudos for showing the Cavs comeback finals, the down 3-1. Basically, we call it the encore to you and I's wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, we were nice enough to share the spotlight that week, basically. But ESPN re-aired Game 5 and Game 7. I'm imagining it was a huge hit because everyone I know was watching it.
Yeah.
But I will give kudos to that, but acting like you listened to us, like we should be so thankful that you moved it up. Get the fuck out of here.
I read an article that said that ESPN was going to start showing like old Disney classics because of their like owned by the same company, and I'm like, oh man, they're pulling to get the views.
Okay, Steph.
Yes.
Give you a chance to rant last week.
Yeah.
Do you have anything for us this week? What is on your You Played Yourself?
I feel like I'm like calling myself out here. Am I allowed to say like I played myself?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It's a unique form of woke.
It's a unique form. I like my emotions this week I'm sorry to you that you've had to deal with the ups and downs, but I feel like being staying at home, being a rule follower, staying in quarantine, my moods this week have just been highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows, and I'm very, like you said earlier.
What moods,
oh,
babe?
Yeah, you didn't even realize. You thought it was all sunshines and butterflies all week.
Yeah. What moods?
No, I was horrible this week. Sorry.
No, it's just one day. It was one
rough day. But yeah, so like I'm just feeling like I played myself, and it's hard because it's like this. What's the saying of the devil and the angel on your shoulders kind of thing? Because I know on one hand how, like you said earlier, how fortunate we are. We both have our jobs still. We both have our health still. We've got this beautiful house that I'm getting to spend more time with. We've got our wonderful dog I'm getting to spend more time with. It's giving me a chance to do things that I always say, but one day. So I recognize that there's good things that are coming of this.
Right.
However, I still can't get over sometimes just this pinching, almost loneliness or like this pinching feeling of what's this day worth when you're not impacting other people's lives. I don't know. So my moods are playing themselves.
You're cooped up and you're starting to feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, you get interaction. I mean, your job involves so much interaction and so much immediate feedback because the nature you're teaching 5 and 6 year olds, and now that's all of a sudden gone, and you can't even supplement it with social interaction like you could in, let's say, on summer break or on winter break.
Right.
So then you being you and like setting rules for yourself, like you can't watch TV till 6 p.m.
Gotta be productive.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, babe.
Yeah.
I get it. So I have like one more like quarantine COVID related topic. Mm-hmm. Mine You Played Yourself goes to the idea that people care what celebrities or pro athletes think of quarantine and COVID-19, like that we needed to know your thoughts about it, or like that there are even people out there that are waiting to hear what fucking Kim Kardashian thinks about quarantine or COVID-19. If you're looking for guidance from anyone like that, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You just said Kim Kardashian is not your spearheader.
And another thing, like, I don't need to know what fucking Jersey Mike's is doing about COVID-19 and how serious they're taking it. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't need my promotions email and my Gmail to be flooded with what you guys are doing about COVID-19. I don't fucking plan to find out. Save it. We get it. COVID-19 is serious. Nobody's dining in your restaurants. You guys are doing extra cleaning. Great. We know that. I just want to know if someone's not doing it. How about that? Stop fucking telling me that you're doing the regular amount. Anyway, last week we checked in on a few people, a few loved ones, on how they were doing COVID-19. This week's no different. So, if you're a number one podcast listener, you get a chance to do microphone therapy. This stuff works, right?
It is. It feels good, yeah.
So, here's my plug to you number one podcast listeners. Anyone who would like to share anything, how they're feeling, COVID related or not, anything sports related, a hypothetical, what have you, please hit your boy up. We'll feature you on the number one podcast in your headphones. You could hear your own voice and question, do I really sound like that? Yes, you do. Anyway, let's check in. First up, He's been featured before. You remember him from a couple episodes ago, ranting about DeAndre Hopkins being traded to the Cardinals. My cousin Roche is up first, and let's check in on what he's got to say in these weird-ass times. Hit it, Roche.
Yo, what it do, baby? It's Roche, Prem's cousin, here from Houston, Texas, checking in to the #1 podcast in your headphones. Premal needed us to chime in and kind of get some solicited and very unpaid content from his inner circle. So I'll be sure to cut the invoice when I see fit. My monologue, or I guess whatever you want to call it, is going to be about artists. It's a really tough time to be an artist. Musicians, photographers, graphic designers, clothing companies, your friends, anything. Anybody, all these guys, work hard at their crafts, and they're not a stranger to tough times, and this is a even more tough time. So if you have the means and some extra income, and you're able to work from home and continue to get paychecks through these times, support your favorite artists. Maybe stay away from like major label bands and artists, that got financial backing, and find some independent artists, local rappers, local musicians, local bands, whatever it is. Buy some merch. A lot of bands are doing live shows for free online. Stream them, run their engagement numbers up, and donate. A lot of them have donations available. A few bands, did some live shows this week that I thought were pretty cool. If you're into heavy music, kind of the industrial, post-hardcore, whatever you want to call it, Code Orange, a band from Pittsburgh, they kind of had their album release derailed. It was pretty much right when all the stay-at-home stuff started happening. So they ended up setting it up with their hometown venue to play a show as planned to a completely empty venue. They ended up getting, 10, 15,000 streams on it when the capacity of this building was about 1,100. They sold merch online. They sold their, record. They sold all kinds of stuff and, did really well. And the production value was just insane. There's all kinds of bands doing stuff like this, musicians getting on Instagram Live and doing acoustic shows and taking requests and shit like that. It's really cool to see. Tiger's Jaw, Third Eye Blind even did one. South by Southwest is supposed to be going on, last couple weeks, and one of their biggest attractions is Fader Fort. So they've been putting out content all day of relatively smaller artists, but it's still pretty cool to see all this content being put out. So, if they have donations available, buy into that stuff, buy their records, purchase their albums on digital retailers, see what gets them the most money in their pocket, and, stay away from iTunes, go buy on Bandcamp, things like that. If you have photographers or painters and things like that, buy prints, commission them to do some artwork for you and pay them for it. I'll have a lot of friends in the fitness community who teach yoga and teach different types of courses. So if you're into yoga, I'm sure your local studio is live streaming classes. I know mine is. So they've been streaming classes all day, multiple times. Make sure to donate every few days or whatever it is. Take some classes, engage with them online, encourage them, and promote them. And on a related note, I make a lot of playlists for fun, and I made about 4 playlists full of that are basically tailored to at-home yoga flow. So if you want those, hit me up on Instagram at Robot, ROBHATT, and I'll send them over. And I don't really care how many times you need to hear it, but tip the curbside delivery people too. Your Uber Eats drivers and all those guys, because they're doing shit that most of us are way too lazy to do. And, a lot of us are way too privileged to not have to do. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Take care, be safe, and be good to your peoples.
Big fan of his plug. Support your local artist. Do what you can to support those around you. It's a very important point. We tend to forget about the creatives and the artists out there. So any way you can support them is a great idea. Love that plug, Roche. And next up, my big bro. You heard him before once in a tiny little snippet, but this one is actually organized thoughts from my very smart big brother. And let's hear what he has to say.
Yo, what up? This is Vish. I think you heard my Go Saints a few weeks ago on Premal, the #1 podcast in your headphones. And I talked to my brother and know that this week's theme is going to be around COVID-19. So I thought I had my 2 cents. Instead of going on a rant about things that we already know about supporting local, staying at home, practicing social distancing, since we're all living it during the workday, we see it on social media all day, I thought I'd open up for something else and interested to hear what my brother's takes would be. Now, this category that I'm about to ask for are the most rewatchable shows of all time. Now, this is a category that doesn't matter when it's on, what season, you're going to stop and watch it. I thought this would be relevant, especially since we're living in a time of no sports. I've kept it to kind of comedy, but it could really be anything. So I'm talking about 3 in no particular order, which are Seinfeld, The Office, and Arrested Development.
All right, I dig the positivity. For those that don't know, I am very petty and very negative in sports, but typically outside of that, I'm a pretty positive person. So I like his little change up in topic and love his choices for what he brought up. So that's a nice segue into who you got and what you feeling, because my brother provided. So shout out to him, #1 podcast listener, big supporter. Appreciate you, big bro. So without further ado, let's go to who you got, what you feeling, babe, okay? And my brother brought up the most rewatchable shows. He gave a top 3. His 3 were obviously Seinfeld, Arrested Development, and The Office. So since he focused on the comedies, I didn't want to make it a broad category. I feel like 3 is too hard to choose. So since he did all comedies, my idea this week was pick your top 3 rewatchable comedies, and we'll probably cover the dramas maybe on the next episode or moving forward. But I love this idea, so hit me with your top 3. It doesn't have to be in any particular order, although I know which one's first. Rewatchable shows.
Well, #1 all-time best sitcom is
Friends.
Hey. I can watch Friends from beginning to end, random episodes. I can't even tell you probably how many times I've watched it. Maybe 4 or 5 times all the way through.
I don't feel like that's doing it justice.
You don't even have to do it justice. So #1 of all time is Friends, and I actually, this is a little embarrassing to say to the public world, but one of the things I've been doing during quarantine is writing in a journal every day to like show myself that there's things to be grateful for. And earlier this week I wrote an entry about being thankful for Friends.
The gratitude journal is not the embarrassing part. It is that she is grateful for Friends, maybe. This is important. If you are doing a gratitude journal,
Yes.
big
Oh,
fan
yes.
of that.
Yes.
You did not play yourself, but you might have played yourself if you're putting like Love is Blind on there, especially.
I
Maybe
didn't
not
do
Friends.
that.
Maybe not Friends.
Friends. It helps
Yeah.
me through tough times.
Okay.
Gets you laughing.
That's your show, though.
That is my
your
show. That is
yeah.
my show. But if I had to say 3 total, I don't know if this is a comedy or a drama. I guess I'd have to look this up. But another show I rewatch a ton is Gilmore Girls. It's got some significance to growing up at the same time that Rory, the main character, was growing up. Very relatable. And then my 3rd one is kind of a tie. I should preface this. So I finished The Office recently, like watching it all the way through. And I'm currently watching Parks and Rec all the way through. So on my list right now is The Office. But Parks and Rec's kind of rivaling there. I just got to see how it finishes.
That's what she said.
So you #1 podcast listeners, this is something to debate amongst yourselves. Feel so inclined. I welcome any and all debates, but my take is that Parks and Rec is better than The Office. That is blasphemy among some people. Some people are smart like me and agree. My reason is, I have a great reason. I think The Office, to start that season, the first 3 or 4 seasons are great. But I think The Office during parts were just not funny, especially after Steve Carell left. You had a whole 2 seasons where it just didn't really cut it. So, in my opinion, I think Parks and Rec was the more consistent show, and I just love the side characters so much more. So, that is my take for Parks and Rec. I welcome any and all debate. Obviously, if you know me, you know that. Mm-hmm. But so you're going with Friends, Gilmore Girls, and then what was your other one to tie The Office? Was it Parks and Rec or?
Well, yeah, The Office is on the list right now since I
But
finished
Parks and Rec has
Parks and Rec
potential.
has potential, correct.
Okay, that's a good segue. Parks and Rec is on mine. This is in no particular order. So Parks and Rec is definitely on mine.
3 words.
I wrestled between rounding out the top 3. So I would probably say The Office just because I do find myself rewatching it. If I'm, being real with myself, I would say The Office would have to be on a rewatchable. It does have a lot of replay value.
And it's just on TV all the time.
It is
too.
on TV a lot now. I would say my third one, again, if I am being truthful to myself and really knowing myself, the third one has to be Impractical Jokers.
Oh, hands down.
Basketball.
I know this is kind of not in the same category as the other ones since they were like series shows, but Impractical Jokers, technically, I do rewatch a lot of episodes.
All the time.
So it wouldn't be fair to not include them. I absolutely love that show. I feel like I've come across someone that said it was just not funny, and it floored me that anyone could not enjoy that show.
I can be upstairs and you will be in the basement watching, and I know you're watching Practical Jokers just based on your laugh. Like your belly laugh can't breathe. Only happens when you're watching Impractical Jokers.
Highly recommend it, especially if you're down the dumps. Like, you've never watched Impractical Jokers. It is always on True TV.
Always.
Big recommend. It'll put you in a better spirit, a better mood. So if you're curious, my other ones in contention, my brother brought up Arrested Development, and that is a phenomenal show. I actually am due to rewatch it because it's been so long. And I have to have Friends on there still. I'm a big fan of Friends. It just pales in comparison to you. And another one that I thought of and I love so much, I have a few friends that I still quote this show and reference it. It's Robin Big. It was probably my favorite show on MTV ever. Robin Big and Fantasy Factory. Loved those shows. Could not get enough of them. But so hilarious. Have the DVDs too. Had to buy them. Big fan. I think it has tremendous replay value because I would still laugh at any of the episodes. Still see clips every once in a while that give me a great... Okay, so the other topic I have... So last week we talked about, like, what aspect of your life that we talked about in the episode we would want back. So it's kind of like a general topic, right? Mm-hmm. We were talking about our social lives, all that stuff. This week I wanted to be very material. So... What amenity, babe, do you miss the most right now? Okay. What are you missing in this stay-at-home order life that you wish you could just go out to go, I don't know.
You're blanking because you only have your idea in the brain.
I only have my idea because it is legitimately like, for me, it's a haircut. And I know, it seems like those of you with routine haircut schedules and shorter hair, I'll say, it's a haircut. Like, people everywhere with shorter hair are just chomping at the bit to get a fade. I mean, I miss it. I really do. I need one badly. I mean, I know I'm overblowing it because it's not like I look like shit, but it's just like...
I could just buzz it off for you.
Oh, like we used to do, see? I've worked hard to get this.
I know, you've worked hard to get your little fade.
So my amenity is a haircut. I'm sorry I couldn't think of more examples, but that's what's on my mind like you called. So what is yours?
I'm actually surprised I understand the haircut, but I'm surprised you didn't say anything about movies.
Oh, I did. I meant to tell you, I got an email from our local theater that said you could get popcorn to go.
Oh, wow, they shouldn't have told you that.
Yeah. And so, I mean,
Prem's gonna be at the movie theater tomorrow.
I got a few friends that know this. Like, you number one podcast listeners, there's people out there that have a special part of their stomach. They almost have a separate stomach for ice cream or dessert or something along those lines. A sweet tooth, right? Mine is definitely popcorn. I could have eaten a full meal, and I'll still order a large popcorn. I have eaten popcorn for dinner a lot of times.
You have, yeah.
When we've gone to movies around dinner time. Yeah. I don't need anything else. I love popcorn. So, yes, the movies is a good one. If I didn't need a haircut so bad, that probably would have been mine. Like, if you would have asked me when this first started, I probably would have said movies.
Yeah. This sounds so frivolous and selfish, but I miss just, like, going to Home Goods and Marshalls and just wandering the aisles.
Oh my God.
I mean, I can spend easily an hour or two just walking up and down every single aisle in Home Goods. And I don't even have to buy anything. I will walk out empty-handed and be the happiest person just getting ideas.
Home Goods is the
projects.
one with the siracha veggie straws, right?
Yes, yes.
Amen.
You get the snack out of it. Yeah,
Amen.
in the gourmet snack section. So yeah, I feel like that's like a comfort of mine of, you know, if you're having a really rough week or a long day, you just go wander Home Goods and it makes everything happier. So I can't do that right now, which makes me sad.
Wow. I would not have been able to guess that one.
Really?
Yeah, I guess I would have probably picked a more broad, like, shopping. Like, I know you online shop, but you like kind of just browsing.
Right.
Like, you like feeling materials and stuff.
Yeah.
You always, like breeze your hand.
Touch everything. Which is very much not allowed right now.
Yeah, very much not. Okay.
What you're feeling, right?
Well, what you're feeling is about to be right now. So, babe, what are you feeling?
Oh, I jumped the gun. Wow. I really was just taking control of the podcast.
Yeah, I guess so.
But what I was going to say, because it was connecting to us talking about The Office, is what I'm feeling is what John Krasinski did this week.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
I did something right, podcasters.
John Krasinski's Some Good News. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, his Some Good News network that he did, and he did that little segment where he interviewed Steve Carell because it was the 15-year anniversary of The Office, and then he also did little clips of good viral videos that were going around, like good things that were coming through because of COVID-19. There was this one where this couple, this is an elderly couple that couldn't be together on their anniversary, and there's a little picture of them through the window, and I have to say I cried.
Oh, that was the one, they've been together a long time. The wife has Alzheimer's, so she's in a assisted living facility. He's singing to her through the window.
I cried.
Yes, because nursing homes are very strict orders right now.
Right. Yeah.
It's a very sensitive population with COVID-19, so
right.
I really dig that people that are respecting social distance. Mm-hmm. I think John Krasinski showed one where grandpa met his granddaughter for the first time, but they were responsible through the window.
Yeah.
It's kind of like heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. It's a rare combination of both, but
making you stop and appreciate the little things,
yeah,
right?
big time. It's unique perspective, and I think that's one good thing that's going to come from this is really appreciating your time with people and like physical time. Mm-hmm. So I dig that. That's a good choice. Mine is much more simple, and it is a new album full of flamethrowers. It's Dua Lipa's new album, her sophomore album, Future Nostalgia. Big recommend. It is chock full of
jams,
freaking jammy cakes, like just flamey cakes, like freaking creme brulee. That's what it's full of. I highly recommend it.
Wow, what a slogan.
Yes. So check it out, Future Nostalgia. It was a very easy listen. If you have it on the background, if you can actually multitask, it's a great one. In the car, it's great. As the weather gets nicer.
Oh, it'll be a windows down.
Yep.
Dancing in the car.
Yeah, maybe when you're just going to the grocery store, or if hopefully you're not going to the doctor, but if you're just going to the grocery store, or you still have to go, you're essential and going to work, this would be that album to listen to.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one, babe. You really upstaged me there.
I didn't upstage anyone.
I'm used to it. It's okay.
Is it sad that I had to Google real quick how to say his last name as you were talking?
John Krasinski? Is that what you did? That's what you're doing?
I wanted to make sure I said it right.
Yeah. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt's husband.
Yeah. They're a cute couple.
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. And his little Good News network or whatever is like Some Good News or something like that.
Yeah,
the sign was made by his kids.
Yep.
Freaking cute AF.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time for my Too Much Sense, my advice that's way more than 2 cents worth. And this week, it is still COVID related, but I just wanted to encourage you, number one podcast listeners, to check in on someone, This time is going to be taxing on all of our mentals.
Feel me, though? Take care of y'all mentals.
Saying it from experience, my roller coasters this week.
I wonder if I did write it then, but I don't think so. Anyway, make sure you're seeking out help, or being the help for people. If you're in a good place, make sure you offer it up. Just check in on someone. It's never a hard thing to do. You can always do it here and there. It's a simple text message. How you doing? How you holding up? How's your family? That sort of thing. I encourage you to do that because this is a weird time. It's tough, and it's not meant to be handled alone. So anyone that thinks that is fooling themselves. Just make sure you're interacting with someone. I know we can't socially, but you can virtually, and there's plenty of ways to do so, and plenty of means, technology that could do that. So check in on someone today. Check in on multiple people, I would say. And that's my little PSA, because I think everybody needs it, or even if they're bright, maybe they'll be encouraged to do the same, and it'll make someone's day that might have been having a bad one.
Thanks for checking in on me this week.
Part of the vows, babe. But that wraps up another edition of the number one podcast in your headphones, Prem Brulee. I've been your host, Premal Bot, soon to be former host.
Oh, stop.
This has been my better half, Stephanie Bot. Thank you for joining me, babe.
What else am I going to do?
Thanks for walking upstairs. You are again on the medicine ball.
I am.
Cannot sit still unless you are falling asleep on the couch, which is probably up next.
Yep.
But you number one podcast
bedtime.
listeners, you stay healthy, stay the number one selves you are. And we will talk to you next time.